Is that all of it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so your room is upstairs, the first door on the left.
All right.
Amy, I'm making some lunch if you want some.
Yeah, just a second.
Okay, well, I'll just be down in the kitchen.
Hello?
Hope you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, because that's all we got.
It's a good thing I do. Cups.
Right there.
Didn't we leave my cup right there?
Yeah, you did. Well, I think so. It's not over here.
I could have sworn that I put it right there, though.
Probably the jet lag messing with your mind. It happens.
Right.
Closet by my door is off limits.
Why?
There's a little broken pipes and the floor is falling out, so it's kind of dangerous. So yeah, I just stay out of it.
Went shopping, be back soon. Claire, your favorite roommate.
I'm home. Ooh. Hey, how was your first night in the house?
Weird, actually.
What happened?
I know this sounds crazy, but I could have sworn there was something or someone in my room last night.
Are you sure it wasn't a dream?
Could have been a dream, but I don't know. It felt really real.
It's probably just a jet lag. Okay, so I need to run to the post office. So I'll be back.
Claire?
Amy? Amy? I told you not to go into the closet, Amy. And what did you do? You went into the closet.
September, 2 p.m. It's a bit chilly out, but thankfully I'm wearing my coat. My name is Adam Adams. I'm a detective, and a pretty decent one too. Probably account of the fact that I'm self-taught. I had been hired to find someone who's stolen right out of my employer's pocket. Most don't know his real name, but most people call him Big Mac. He runs the candy factory right down the street, and let me tell you, it isn't for the faint of heart. Big Mac has had to crack a few skulls to get here. Someone's stolen right out of my pocket. I need you to track him down and find what he took, he says. What's been stolen? I ask. He gets up and walks over to the window. The sauce. I'm surprised. No one has ever gotten their mitts onto Big Mac's sauce. I gotta pray that this maniac doesn't hunt down and kill me. A friend of mine, Vladimir Claw, has a lead to the culprit, he says. Here's his address. Find him and tell him I sent you. I nod and leave. I don't want to say anything to make Big Mac any more heated than he already is. I arrive at the address at about 8:30-ish. I walk up to him, and I immediately know that it's him. Vladimir Claw. He's wearing a cheap shirt and a tie, but the colors don't match. Who are you? And what do you want? He says. I'll be asking the questions here, I say. What do you know about Big Mac's sauce? I don't gotta tell you anything. Big Mac sent me. Oh, he starts. What can I do for you? Can I get you some tap water, or... Oh, no thanks, I'll be alright, I reply. I already ate before I came. Are you sure? It's fresh and it's no burden to me. It won't take me but about 2 minutes. No, I'm quite fine, thank you. Anyway, what do you know about the sauce? I say. Vladimir racks his brain. Well, Big Mac gave me the sauce to keep safe over the weekend because he's going out of town and... I went to sleep one night, and the next morning I woke up and it's gone. The only people with the key to my house are Big Mac and Mark and Linus Penn. They live downtown, but I don't think I stopped listening since I got bored. Don't seem like they're not. Also, I was hungry for this new candy. They even saved my life once. Oh, Tootsie Pop. They're great in my opinion. What if they did steal the sauce? They wouldn't do that. It could be anyone. Oh, yeah, he's still talking. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna find them? Where do they live? I ask. I figured I'd pay these two brothers a visit. Well, at least I think they're brothers. They could be father and son, or married, or just happen to share the same last name. Here's the address, he says. I don't want to say it out loud because they're watching. A bit creepy, but probably true. They're always watching. I thank him and leave quickly. I start to walk out, but Vladimir stops me. He says, wait a second. Sorry, I forgot what I was gonna say, he says. You can show yourself out. That was a bit strange. I wonder what he was gonna say. But either way, I got what I came here for. Information. I'll get my coat on and head out the door. I'll be heading to Mark and Linus's house next, and I have a feeling they might know something regarding the sauce. The next day I head over to the house inhabited by the two people. I walk up to the door. No one comes to the door right away like they do in the movies, so I give it a knock. Man, they're taking forever. Finally, I introduce myself. Good morning. I'm Adam Adams, detective. Do you mind if I ask a few questions? He nods and motions me inside. Inside, there's another man, a bit taller. So, I begin. Who's Mark Penn and who's Linus Penn? I'm Mark Penn, the taller one says. And I'm Linus Penn, the short one says. All right, I say. Do either of you know who? We know what you're here for, Adams, the taller one cuts me off. But we can't tell you where it is, the short one says. Why not? I ask. I get a strange suspicion that these two are hiding something. Because we don't know where it is. Idiot, stupid, dummy, weirdo. I no longer get the strange suspicion that these two are hiding something. I don't see this going anywhere, so I get up and start to leave. Wait, the taller one says. We do know who might, the short one says. There's a girl who knows almost everything that goes on in this town. She's also a former detective, so she would know how to track someone down. What's her name? Carla Note. Perfect. This just gave me my biggest lead. Where can I find her? I demand. She works at the Music Production and Design Incorporated building on the 59th floor. I'll go and pay her a visit next. Just one more question, I say. Are you two related, or we just happen to share the same last name, the taller one says. No relation whatsoever, the short one says. I don't buy it, but I leave anyway. I'm sure Big Mac would love to hear everything I've learned. Carla Note, I say. What's this got to do with anything? He says. She might have a lead to helping me find the sauce. How do you know for sure? Well, I don't. But I have a really good feeling that she knows where the sauce is. You see these pictures behind me? I took a look behind Big Mac. There's some pretty good artwork behind him. I made it all, Adams, he says. You think I want to stay here at the candy factory cracking skulls my whole life? Well, no, but exactly, he says. I got dreams, Adams, and if you don't get my sauce, I can kiss that dream goodbye. And I'll have to add another name to my list of skulls to crack. Got it? I nod my head. I wouldn't want someone getting their skulls cracked because of my mistakes. Well, don't just stand there. Get going, he yells. I hurry out the door. Time to find this Carla Note. I walk into the music making building. I forget what those unrelated men said it was called. But I'm sure this is the address. I see her. Carla Note. Well, I think it is. I'll ask. Are you Carla Note? Yes. It's her. Can I talk to you for a bit? I ask. No, please. No, please. No, please. No, please.
Fine, make it quick. I have an interview in 10 minutes.
Interrogation at its finest. Don't worry, I say. This film won't be longer than 10. What can you tell me about the sauce?
No idea what you're talking about.
Big Mac sauce, I say. This gets her attention. She reaches under her desk and puts on a police hat. She looks ridiculous.
Let's go,
she says. Wait, that's it? She's not gonna explain anything or... Okay, I guess not. She drags me out of her office, hopefully to the sauce. So, where are we going? I asked. She didn't explain anything. She just took me to her car and now we're driving.
We're going to get the drop on the sauce thief. I know exactly where he's gonna be and exactly when he's gonna be there,
she says. I'm surprised. How in the world could she know this? The sauce was just stolen a few days ago. How in the world could you know this? The sauce was just stolen a few days ago, I say.
The culprit tried to send a letter to someone saying that they're gonna be selling the sauce overseas to earn a big profit, since sauce is scarce this time of year.
She explains to me.
But the letter miraculously ended up at my front door. It said that the crook is gonna sell at the Forest 5.
Oh, okay. Good job, I guess. Wow, That's ridiculous. She already tracked down the culprit? This was my case, not her case. It was my time to shine as a detective. She better stay out of my way. We finally arrive at this forest. We decide to travel on foot to avoid any unwanted attention. So, how much farther, I ask?
We're here.
She says. I look around. But I don't see anyone, I say. I'm starting to believe this was a huge waste of time.
I don't understand.
She says.
They should be here.
That's where you're wrong, sweetheart. I hear a voice behind us. Vladimir Claw. It was you, I say. That's where you're right, sweetheart. Wait, where's your eye patch? Ah, thanks for reminding me. Doc said to keep it on till the wound's completely healed. I knew you'd be here, he says. I bet you felt real smart seeing our little messages, didn't you? Where's the sauce, Claw? I yell. Shouldn't you already know that? I don't understand what he's saying. Have you checked your pockets recently? He says. I put my hand in my pocket. I feel nothing. No, your inside pocket. I reach into my inside pocket and feel nothing. No, your other inside pocket. Oh, okay. I reach into my other inside pocket and feel the sauce? What? How did you? When you came over to my house, I couldn't risk you finding the sauce in my possession. It would compromise the plan. So I hid it in the one place you would never look. Your own pocket. He was right. I would have never thought to check my own pockets. I knew I never put anything in there in the first place, so what would be the point in checking them if I know there's nothing there? I sent you to Mark and Linus Penn's house, who, by the way, are brothers. I knew it. And I paid them a fair price to send you to someone else who would have been on our tail. Carla, note. This is beginning to make sense, I think. We noticed that this operation wouldn't stay alive with her in town and let her believe that she was tracking us down. But in reality, it was us pulling the strings. And now, I'm gonna kill you. Never mind, I'm confused again. But why? We haven't done anything to you. It's nothing personal, Adams. I was paid to do this. Oh yeah? By whom? I say. Even in situations like this, I always practice good grammar. By me. We hear another voice as he walks in the frame. Big Mac. Wait, what? Seriously? Big Mac? Big Mac? What are you doing here? To witness your downfall, he says. I hired Claw to steal the sauce from me. He would have made it impossible for you to solve the case. It ruined your reputation. Now I'm really confused. This makes no sense, I exclaim. Oh, but it does, he says. You see, back when Adams, what the heck? What do you do? I didn't understand anything that was going on at this point, so I decided to speed things up a bit.
Adams, what are you doing? You can't just shoot him. We gotta...
She was also getting on my nerves. I figured I'd cut this story short before these plot holes get out of hand. So that's the end. Just go to the part where it says the end real big.
wanted to open it because it was a good place for like kids to come and hang out and keep them out of trouble and play games and interact with other people and you know, and it's actually worked quite well. You know, a lot of people have built good friendships just because they've met here and they had never met before. So that was kind of an intention as well of starting it, and there was no real place to trade in your video games within like 45 miles. So that was another reason we decided to open it too. So. Well, I've been playing since the beginning. I remember being young and like going into the gas station or something and begging my mom to buy me packs, you know, when it first came out. And I didn't play like real serious then, you know, just with friends and stuff. But, you know, as the years progressed, it became more and more serious, you know, so yeah. As far as traveling with Magic is concerned, I would say kind of far. Not anything out of the United States, but I mean, I've went to Las Vegas for tournaments before, or conventions, and pretty much I try to go to anything drivable, you know, 6 to 8 hour driving range, you know, if it fits the schedule, you know, that I can make it or go or attend, you know, but probably Las Vegas is the farthest I probably went from our location here in Missouri, but, you know, Ohio, Georgia, Dallas, things like that, I've been there for them too, so yeah. Advice I'd give to people interested in trying to learn to play Magic. Definitely start off slow, you know, don't rush right into it. It's a very skill-intensive game, you know, but they kind of make it easy for new players to play. But you have to stick with it regardless of whether you're successful at the beginning or not, because more than likely a lot of people you're playing have been playing for, you know, 10 or even 20 years, you know, so they're going to have a little bit of an advantage over you because they have a lot more knowledge in the game than you do. You know, play to your strengths, I would say. Find something that you really like, and stick with that, and just don't get discouraged easy, you know, things like that. Yeah, thank you.
How were you introduced to Magic?
So I have this friend named Kyle, and we used to play a lot of video games together, and he kept Magic cards all around his house, and he's like, dude, you should get into this game. And I was like, I don't really want to, I don't have the time. And he goes, no, it'll be fun, I promise. So he and a couple other guys got a bunch of cards for me and ended up building me my first deck.
I was introduced to Magic by one of my friends, Aaron. He kind of just asked me, hey, do you want to learn how to play this card game? It's really cheap, and kind of just...
So he lied to you?
Yeah, I was deceived, I was lied to. And he's just like, hey, do you want to build this deck? I'll show you how to play, be real fun. And I kind of just kept playing ever since.
Yeah.
When did you start playing?
Started playing November 2012 when with the Gatecrash set.
Probably about 7 or 8 years ago. Who or what inspired you to play Magic?
I guess all the art was what really kept me in playing. Like, if you look at any single Magic card, just the time put into the art on the card is just astounding, and there are so many cool cards with so many just unique and different arts that it just, every set is a new joy to look at and see what's coming out.
Just the people, really, and then the personalities of the people that play. Brian kind of keeps me going too, so it's just really the people in the book. Would you consider Magic addicting?
Yes, very, very much.
Like a good or bad addiction?
Probably a good addiction. I mean, it helps you meet so many people. It's a fun game to play. There are so many mechanics that come to it that just keep you on your toes. It's a really good time playing. Would you consider Magic addicting?
Very much so.
Is it like a good or bad?
It depends on how you take it. Like, if you have an addictive personality, it's just gonna, like, stick to you.
Yeah.
How has Magic affected you personally?
There are a lot of times when I've had hard times in my life where I just was really down, and Magic really helps bring me out of it. So I would say it's really helped a lot in my life.
So you would say Magic has helped you with certain things in life, like mentally, emotionally.
Yeah, definitely.
Is Magic a stress reliever?
It can be. It really depends who you play with, since it's such a sociable game. If you're playing with people you like have a good time with normally, then Magic is a great way to just enhance that time.
Most memorable moment in Magic the Gathering for you?
Okay, so we have this Commander League at the Gaming Center, and we were filming an intro for it, and in it I got to throw a pile of cards at a kid, and it was a huge stress reliever. It was really funny.
What advice would you give to people who are interested in wanting to learn how to play Magic?
It can be difficult at first, and it seems really complicated, but once you get into it and get the hang of it, it's not actually that bad, and the mechanics of it are just a lot of fun. So if you're struggling at first, I would recommend just staying with it.
So just practice, don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah, definitely do not be afraid to ask questions, because a lot of stuff isn't really explained as well as it could be.
Magic is something that is always changing. It's like new cards get printed, so interactions are different between certain cards.
Hey, my nose is... I hate you so much. Okay, go ahead.
Parker!
I hope you get second. Why did you have to laugh? I was like, I'm gonna get a serious face and Bryce is gonna laugh.
What advice would you give to people who are... You just snort all that back in?
I'll throw up.
What advice would you give to people who are interested in wanting to...
Why? Why can't you just be serious?
Okay.
Marker. So what time was that? Let me re-ask that question.
Let me try that again. See if you get the answer we get.
Hold on.
But Marker.
Hey, what's up?
Not much, just working here.
Can you keep the juices and the milks out? Because I'm planning on drinking some of them when I get home.
Yeah, sure. Alright, you told us 16.35. $1.05 is your change.
Thank you.
Here's your bag and don't forget your juice.
Hi, how are you doing?
Pretty good. You?
Yep, good. didn't put anything in my pocket. I don't know what you're talking about.
I see you put stuff in your pocket on camera, so I picked at you too. I don't want to get my manager involved.
Oh, red hand.
Alright, your total is 2043. $0.07 is your change. Here's your bag.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing excellent. I hope this day gets better.
That's good. Alright, it's gonna be 1841.
Here we go. There's my card.
Tell me your card's not working.
Well, no way. Hold on a sec. I'm pretty sure you did something wrong.
I hit all the right buttons I was supposed to. It's just telling me your card's not working.
What? You gotta be kidding me. This is unacceptable. Never mind. I don't need all that stuff anyway. You can just
Do you
put
want
it
your
back.
card?
Absolutely not.
Have a nice day, sir. Sir, I'm actually closed in this lane for 10 a.m. Phillips.
What? What? Where does that? Where does it say that at?
Right here.
Right there? No. Come on now. I'm sure you can check out my stuff real quick.
There's actually no register open there that you can use.
What? Why can't you just check me out?
My register is already locked down and I'm about ready to go. I can't log back in.
Fine.
How you doing today?
Good.
Okay. Oh. Action. How you doing today?
Good. What's up?